Good afternoon, Tampa. It's Mayor Jane here with your afternoon update on COVID-19. Now, I have to begin by going back through our Focus on 4, and eventually there's going to be a test so that I know that each and every one of you have memorized these simple steps to take. First and foremost, we need to wash our hands as much as possible and to sterilize the areas around you. Anything that you touch, anything that you come in contact, very important. Most important, number 2, is social distancing. Keeping that distance between yourself and others as much as you possibly can. That is critically important and has been shown in other countries and other cities, counties, and states across the nation to be the one way that we can really avoid transmitting COVID-19 and try to stop it in its tracks. Number 3 is collect and quarantine. Now, clearly, we don't have a lot of ability to collect. We're just getting the supplies for that here in the county, and we're standing up tomorrow a collection site at Raymond James. Some of the other hospitals have been doing collections. Baycares and Tampa General have been doing outstanding jobs, as have Advent and HCA. But we are still nowhere near testing the number of individuals that we need to, and that's because we don't have the collection supplies. Once the collections are done, then we're quarantining people, and that is the goal. Keep individuals away from others. Very, very important. And then lastly, we want everyone to stay aware, stay connected, stay calm, and stay kind. We want to make kindness more contagious than COVID-19. Very, very important. Most of you saw at the EPG meeting yesterday where I tried to get the rest of the group to vote on a stay-at-home order. That was voted down. They instead chose to come back and look at a curfew, which in my opinion is more restrictive than a stay-at-home order, because a curfew, you have to be at home during specific hours, and the stay-at-home, you can actually have the freedom to move about as long as you have that social distancing. So let me talk a little bit about the stay-at-home and what that entails, because I think that individuals are making it a little bit more complicated and difficult than it really needs to be. So the stay-at-home order means that you still have the freedom to move about. All of those services that you need will still be open. Be able to go to the grocery store, to the pharmacy, whatever you need to do. Gas station, you can go out and exercise. You can do what needs to be done as long as you have that social distancing. So that's very, very important. As far as what type of businesses can stay open, the simplest way to look at it is that any business where you can have that social distance would be okay to operate. Restaurants were closed down because everybody was in close proximity. So we had to close those down, but still have the carry-out and delivery options available. So it's very important. So that, in a nutshell, is the stay-at-home order. There are a lot of exemptions. We're going to have all of that up on our website very soon. So it's very simple. It's just the next step to take to try to keep our community safe. I happened to speak with officials from San Francisco yesterday. They were one of the first cities that put a stay-at-home order in place. At the time, it was a shelter in place was what it was called at that particular time. Shelter in place, stay at home, safer at home, they're all really the same thing. They enacted it when they had 41 cases in their community, and now they were one of the first ones to do it way back. And now they only have 100 cases. So although they're not confident that they were able to completely flatten that curve, they believe that that is a major factor in the flattening of the curve and not having as many cases as they anticipated. That's what all of the medical experts are saying, that you have to keep individuals away from each other. As I've said all along, the seriousness of the COVID virus isn't necessarily in the virus itself and the effects on an individual unless you're in those high-risk categories. The severity of it is in the ease with which it is transmitted. So if we can stay away from each other, stay clear, then we'll be able to avoid transmitting it. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been home. You've been home with the family, you've been home with the kids. Our amazing Parks and Rec department is coming up with incredibly innovative ideas of things that you can do while you're at home. Not being a creative individual myself, you can't count on me for that. So our Parks and Recreation group are going to be putting those things up on our website. We want everybody to text Tampa Ready or Tampa Lista for Spanish-speaking citizens to 888-777. Go to our website, tampagov.net. It's got everything you need to know on there in English and in Spanish. And also, if you need to talk to someone, you have questions, you can call our call center, which has been up for close to a week now. And the number there is 833-TPA-INFO. 833-TPA-INFO. So again, we need our community to be safe. A lot of people don't realize how big our county is. We have an estimated 1.4 million residents, which literally makes Hillsborough County bigger than 10 other states in the United States. And we are a very densely urban populated county. And the city of Tampa is very, very densely populated. And that's why I am going to do everything in my power and take every step necessary to protect our citizens, to make sure that you stay healthy and safe in the city of Tampa. So I thank you all. I know it's an inconvenience. I know there's a great deal of frustration on everyone's part, but just think about the alternative. If you take this personal responsibility on, you may be saving lives. If we can distance ourselves from each other, we can save lives in the long run. And really, that's more important than anything. So right now, you know, if we all act together by spending some time apart, we'll be able to come out from under this a lot quicker and get back to our normal everyday lives. And I know we can do it, and the reason I know that is because Tampa is the greatest city in the world, and it's because of you, our citizens, that are willing to take the steps necessary to stop the spread of COVID-19. And now I will open it up to questions from our audience.
Mayor Castor, there's only one question that hasn't been answered, and that's from Courtney Robinson of 10 News. What will happen for anyone found violating the stay-at-home order once it's issued?
Well, again, we're not looking at these things as an enforcement issue. We're asking individuals to take on this personal responsibility, to go along with the requirements so that we can all stay healthy. A lot of young people, feel that they're invincible. Hard to believe. I was actually young at one time, and I felt the same thing. The problem is a lot of individuals are walking around with COVID-19 right now, asymptomatic, have no idea that they have it, and they're taking it back home where they have elder grandparents, or there are individuals in your family that may have compromising health issues like immune deficiencies, high blood pressure, a number of issues that COVID-19 becomes very, very serious for those individuals, when as a very young, healthy individual, you could have it and never even know that you had it. That is the reason we have to practice social distancing.
Mayor, I have a few more questions coming in. Ryan from WFLA is asking the timeline for the stay-at-home order, from when to when?
From when to when? Well, I don't know if you mean date to date, but it'll be 24 hours a day when it's enacted, and we're looking to do it tomorrow morning and probably go into effect tomorrow at midnight. But here's the deal. It allows movement. It allows personal freedom. If you want to go out for a run, you can do that. If you need to go to a doctor's appointment, you can do that. If you need to go to work, whatever it is that you need to do, as long as you can practice social distancing, that's all we're asking.
Mayor, one more coming in. Healthcare workers, are they essential employees? And can you go a little bit more in depth in what essential employees mean?
Yes, essential employees are healthcare workers, first responders, the individuals that make sure that when you turn on your faucet, you've got clean water, individuals that deal with the other end of that in wastewater, sanitation workers. I mean, there is a plethora of essential employees to make sure that we can go about our day-to-day lives and have the services that are necessary. So yes, health employees are critically important. You know, if you need a plumber at your house, that's a critical issue for you. So yes, they can come over to your house and do what needs to be done as long as you're social distancing. So there aren't a lot of businesses or services that fall outside of essential unless they're bringing groups of people together. And that, we're looking at our tourist industry, we're looking at restaurant, dine-in, those types of things where we're bringing groups of people together. That's what we're trying to stop.
Mayor Castor, one more question. Do you support a curfew for minors?
No, I believe that the stay-at-home is the best approach because it is 24 hours a day. It's not just during a certain number of hours. For example, if you have a curfew, then individuals are going to try to go out and do whatever they need to do before the curfew hour. If it's at 10 o'clock, people are going to go out at 9 o'clock to try to get things done, and then we're going to have those gatherings that we're trying to avoid. Also, you know, if you're just looking 10 to 6, the majority of people are home at that time anyway, and those gatherings occur more during the daylight hours or leading up to whatever the curfew time would be, 10, 11 o'clock at night. So in my personal opinion, I think that the stay-at-home approach is much better for our community, and again will achieve that goal of social distancing and keeping individuals away from each other so that we can all remain safe here in the city of Tampa. All right, well, I think that's it. And again, I thank you all for your cooperation in this. It's all of our responsibility. We can get through this together, but we all have to do our part. So please, please, please stay informed, stay calm, and stay kind. Thank you all, and God.